by it. We have a Pistons game January 17th that's affected by it. It's a lot of stuff affected by such a simple fix. Please take the book out. I wasn't irate. I wasn't what people would call the typical black girl. I said, hey, this does not fit with me. And 90% of our kids are African American, so I don't think that we should be reading 10 little Niggers. So that is my spiel. I hope that there is no bad blood. I'm not mad at this. I'm very upset at the situation. I'm not going to lie, but I'm not mad at the board. I'm not mad at the decisions made. I'm furious at what the decisions were made because of where this came from. But I would like to move forward. I'm glad that the book is out of the classroom now. I've heard that it's out of the classroom now. So I'm really happy that we're moving forward towards those steps and getting a better curriculum. But I would like this decision to be reconsidered. Yes.
Thank you.
I'll recirculate this.
Yeah, appreciate that. All right, Amanda Myers. Somebody's got to go second. Okay.
I will go now that she has.
Okay, you're.
I'm Patricia Bartwell.
Thank you, Patricia.
This young lady, I had her when I was an adjunct professor. I had her for dual enrollment for Wayne County Community, and I actually was in this school teaching dual enrollment classes years ago. And I always told all my students that if they saw that something was wrong or unfair, that they should speak up. I've been a true advocate for that. I've always taught my students about if you saw something was unfair, I'm all about equality and equity for black and brown students. So when she called me and said, hey, Ms. Barthwell, Professor Barthwell, I'm having a problem at school because have you ever heard of this book called And Then There Were None? And when she told me the title, I was like, I believe that's Agatha Christie's book, where the original title was 10 Little N-I, like I say, Niggers. I don't use that word. And I was like, why are you asking me about that? And she said, because they want me to teach that at Redford Union. I was appalled. I was like, what are you telling me? I said, are you kidding me? And she said, yeah, she was subbing. And that was a book that she was told to teach. I was outdone. I was outdone because, number one, as an educator for 25 years, there's no way I'm teaching that book. I don't care if it's part of the curriculum. Then she told me that, well, her principal said it's part of your curriculum, so teach it and put a positive spin on it. How you put a positive spin on slavery and being black my entire life is amazing that a white person is going to tell this young black woman to put a positive spin on teaching a book called 10 Little Niggers. Are you kidding me? So I'm glad that she is speaking up. And then when she told me that she lost her coaching job and is not supposed to sub in this district, and when she reached out to me to come and support her, I've told all my students I'm always there to support them because they know that I'm proud of her for speaking up. I'm so proud of this young lady. When I had her as a student, I said, you're going to go far. I said, you are going to go far to be in a dual enrollment class and everything that she's done. And the fact that she's speaking up for herself when she recognizes that something is so unfair in the racist times that we live in, how dare she be penalized for speaking up and doing the right thing. So my hats are off to her, and I am just, again, shocked that this district and any other district would think that that book is acceptable part of the curriculum. And if it is, it needs to be removed, and I hope it has been. But my hat's off to her and anybody else who speaks up to not teach that book because there's no way I would teach it either. And we as black people, we can't put a positive spin on slavery. So that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you. Ms. Myers. I promise we don't throw things.
My son does. I'm just here to support also. When she sent out a mass text saying that she isn't going to be the coach anymore, and then I found out more that she was a teacher and she lost her job for speaking up. I'm happy she took a stance, and I feel like it's on me to take a stance with her. Fully support it. I don't understand how this book, how it's detrimental at all. It's about 10 little N-words, and they go to Soldier Island. Every time soldier's in the book, it's for the N-word. They go to Soldier Island, and they get killed off one by white folks. And I feel like in this day and age, with all the race stuff going on, like, it's just going to segregate more. And I don't understand why that is part of the curriculum. Then I spoke to the principal, and come to find out, after she was fired or terminated, it's pulled. It's not going to be taught. So she took a stance, got fired, and still it's going to be pulled. But I don't understand. It hasn't been really explained to me well why she lost the job. But of course they can't speak to me about her. Whatever. It's obviously, But I just think all around it's wrong. So that's what I got.
Thank you. Anisha Abram.
That's me. Hi.
Hi, come on
So
up.
I'm team mom. I usually don't do things like
I get it,
this
I'm a band mom. so-
because full-time mom, single mom. But this woman talked me into it because she's so amazing. She not only mentors the girls, she teaches them. And for her to come to me and cry about a book that she didn't have to read it, it's disrespectful to her students and me as a parent. Me seeing her teaching the kids, showing the kids, telling them about respecting themselves and others, it's not right. It's not right at all. I have parents texting me on the phone because they couldn't stay because it was so long. I have 10 and 15 parents and cheerleaders. These girls have sat here and they didn't know anything you guys were talking about for the love of her. So that has to mean something to somebody.
Thank you. William Harwell.
It's crazy. I wanted to start off by playing this song. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Dang, it's kind of low. But we don't have a speaker here, do we? Like a loudspeaker?
Maybe put it up to the microphone.
What they're basically saying is 10 little nigger boys. And it's going down to where it's 10 to 9 to 8 to then there were none. You understand what I'm saying? This was the name of the book before they changed it. It's the same meaning. Then there were none. This book, this song was made in 1926 when slavery was at its highest. I just want to make that clear. Then there were none. You understand what I'm saying? 10, 9, 8, that's the story of the book. 10 people on the island, 9, 8, 10 little nigger boys, then there were none. Now, this how upsetting it is for me to even say it. That's my daughter. We teach her, let me say this too. They fired her because they said her background wasn't probably right, but my daughter just doesn't have an associate degree. My daughter have a bachelor's degree. They fired her for being a teacher and kept her as a coach. I mean, if they fired her, they fired her. You know what I'm saying? I never heard where they fire you 50% and keep you another 50%. Then, just like the lady said, when she spoke up, she was actually a substitute teacher, so she took classroom of someone that was already teaching this book for however long they was teaching it. Now, when she read it her first day, she's saying we teach our kids not to be racist. It's not a racist bone in her body. So when she seen that, she definitely didn't want to teach that to her kids and her, about 10 little nigger boys. Then there were none. Remember, that's the name of the book. Now I asked my daughter, I say, who ordered these books? Now I want to ask you guys, who ordered books? Do the students order these books? Do the teachers order books, or do the principal order books? Or who ordered this book? Who ordered this particular book? Because my daughter said she went on the website. It's not even on the website. So what I mean is, it's bigger, a little deeper than just racism or a book. Every book that the student, if I have my kids come to this, and all 3 of my kids graduated from Redford Union as well. All of them with kind of honors, all of them with honors, let me say that. Now, if I send my child to Redford Union, we should be able to know what they're getting taught. As taxpayers, we pay for these books. We're paying for these books. I bought 10 little nigger boys you know what I'm saying? I paid for that from tax-earned money. Now, she speaks up as a substitute teacher and say, hold on, this is not right. This is not right. Something about this, and not just that, she wouldn't even knew what the book was about. Just like if you guys see that book, Then There Were None, you wouldn't know what that book was about. You would think it's about 10 little soldiers. Then There Were None. Another guy, a teacher, professor, came to her and said, do you know what you're teaching? You must don't know what you're teaching. She said, what am I teaching? So he went and actually told her what the book was about. Remember, she's a substitute. This is her first day. She found out what the principal, what I'm trying to go back to, who ordered this book? Who paid for it and spent it out and spread it out to our children to read and didn't put it on the website for no one to even know that they're reading it? And not just that, when she speak up, they fire her. The book, you can't even go read this book right now. They've been reading it for years. So evidently what she said is definitely strong. It might be out of the whole district. We don't know how far this book has been penetrated to our kids. Now, what about if it was a book about drugs? What if it was about the Holocaust for my Jewish people? What about if it was about anything about, racism, killing people? What I'm saying is, I don't want my kids to learn that. I'm glad that Asa Ray Johnson spoke up and said something so our kids, none of our kids won't be reading this propaganda. We've been going through this for hundreds and hundreds of years, and for her to read it, have to read it, that's even the most, and not just to say that. The teacher before her, I don't know if they were black, Asian, I don't know what the nationality was, but I don't think they were black, African American, let me say that. I don't think they were African American, but for them to teach that, they was already teaching it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't meant for her to come in, read this book, and have to speak it, because he got fired for. I heard the teacher before this was doing something crazy, sexual something with kids. But what I'm saying is, my daughter has bachelor degrees, associate degrees. Why is she penalized and fired for speaking about a book that was also snatched? Evidently, she was 100% right on the book. Or that book would have still been there. They wouldn't have took the book out if it wasn't right. So why is she penalized? I think, to me, I told her, I say, babe, we need to go get a lawyer. It's a little deeper than just you being fired now, because what I'm saying is, I know it's at will employment, but I think this is racist. I think the book is racist for sure. The book is racist. No doubt about it. It's racist. If I could have let you hear, I wanted to start off by letting y'all hear the song. And then when you hear that song, you guys cut that off. Guys, please, get out of here with that. Y'all kick me out for playing this song. But this is the same song that's referenced to this book. It all go together. This song was made in 1926. When people was getting lynched, and it was, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm saying we shouldn't have to teach that in 2023, almost 100 years later, and then to have her preach it and teach it.
All right. So I'll say thank you. I will assure you that I received the emails on your behalf, and I have asked for some more clarification on this situation. But at this point, unless there is, I am pretty strict about I try not to let people go on forever.
No, I understand.
Right, because we all want to go home at some point.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate your heartfelt words. And I will say, I want everyone who has the desire to speak to have that opportunity. Is there
Yeah, go
anyone
ahead.
else who feels the need to speak? Okay, so I'm going to take this young lady and then have you tell me who you are.
My name is Caitlin Gilmore. I'm a student at Redford Junior High. I'm in the 7th grade, and I'm not gonna lie, like I had like a whole speech planned out, and I emailed to you guys, but it don't make no sense to like read a speech because like I can think about, like I could just say it.
You have to speak from
So,
your heart.
I started cheering at the beginning of last school year. And when I started it, I'm like, nah, I wasn't really too passionate about it because I didn't really like do sports a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try something. And I tried it. And it's not just like the sport itself, but it's like the people around me. Like her, like she inspired me to stay. Like I did it. I remember one day I did it and I'm like, I don't like this no more. I'm like, I'm going to quit. But I stayed and I'm like, okay. And the person, like the people around me, like they under like, I don't know, it's deeper than just cheer. Like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like saved me. Because I was going through like stuff back then and like just personal stuff. And doing cheer, like it really helps me through like a lot. Like say if I'm going through something or like I'm doing something and I go to a basketball game or I go to a football game and I cheer, it always feels better. And I just wanted to say that the book, I had a whole speech about the book, but everybody already really covered that, so there's no need to talk about it. But the point is that I don't like, it's her, like she's cheer. Like I never did cheer before, so like her, like me doing it without her, it feels like, I know I'm gonna grow up and like I'm gonna still do it and she's not gonna be there. But the fact is that I can still do it now and she has the opportunity to be there and she's not. It's like, it feels like without here, it's like cheer and then it's her and it's like go together. Like without her, it feels empty. Like, I don't know. But you know, I'm not really good at like making speeches and talking to
You're
people
doing
and
great.
stuff.
You're doing great.
But yeah, so it's
From your
like,
heart.
it's like her, like she's just here, she's just there, and every time I'm around her, like I feel like it's like better. Like everything is just like I love cheering, like I love it, and she's a big reason onto why I love it. And I just feel like the book, like it was really like bad. And I emailed all you guys. Yeah, I made an email like. Yeah, I made an email. I actually made two, but I didn't want to overfill you guys because I didn't think y'all was gonna like pay attention.
No,
But
we do. I read your email. We do pay attention.
okay, yeah, but yeah. So I just wanted to say that okay, like she got like it's a book. Like you could easily take the book. You could easily take the book out, and she could read more books. Like it's 1,000 more books. But it's like all of this over a book is like crazy. Like okay. I was kind of like, I didn't know at first, like, why she got fired. So they were like, okay, she got fired from being a substitute. So I'm like, okay. Came to practice the next day. Everything was fine. I think we had a game after that, too. I'm not quite sure. But I'm like, okay. So then they told me she couldn't be a coach no more. And then it happened the same day. I don't know if you guys know about it. But the same day my mom told me was the day about the custodians, like that situation happened. Yeah. So it all just came piling down on me, and I was so upset. And I keep telling my mama, I'm like, Mama, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to go here. I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to cheer. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to leave. And my mama sat down and she had to talk with me, and she was like, we can get her job back. And it's not like just about her being a teacher. It's like everything. Like, she's an awesome teacher. Like I sat in her classroom one day, just watching her, and like she actually cares about students. Like she don't, some teachers they just do it like, okay, I'm getting paid for this. I just want to do it. No, she don't like when she's working. She don't act like she at work. She act like she's with like kids who actually, like she actually loves us, like kids and teaching and cheering. She's the best person. Like when it comes to cheering, she's the best I ever been to. Oh, my bad,
We're
y'all.
getting close. You're okay.
My bad, y'all.
I
Okay,
didn't say that, China,
I'm gonna
because-
wrap it up because I
Okay.
just be talking. So I just want to say that I love her very much, and I love the sport, and with her with it, it just goes together. So like I really think you guys should reconsider your decision, and I really think that y'all should like think about this because some people they're like y'all have a lot of these, like y'all go through, like y'all said, y'all go through these every month. Like y'all not really, like sometimes y'all just take in this stuff and y'all not really think about it. But like I really like y'all can go home right now and this isn't gonna affect you. Like you're gonna go home and have a nice. But me, no, like she said, I have a game on Wednesday and I have practice tomorrow, and like everything is just going bad. Like it's going terrible without her. And she's like really the big part and the main part about all this. And I just wanted to tell y'all how I felt and how this is affecting me like really badly. And that I love her and I love cheering and I love all of it. And this is really affecting me.
Thank you. Thank you. Start by telling us who you are.
All right, so my name is William Johnson. I know so many people will recognize me as basketball manager 2 years ago, like a couple years ago at Redford Ewing. I was 2021 graduate, alumni or something like that. I'm an alumni from Redford Ewing. So with Audrey, me and Audrey are siblings. Her and I acted like brothers and sisters. Her and I being around each other for our entire lives and something like that. And then for Audrey, like she like my best friend or something like that. And, like, you know what I'm saying? She helped me a lot or something like that. And, like there's something going on or something like that. For example, like for instance, like when I do have the problem sometimes, when I do have something like closing or like spill a little bit on, like, you know what I'm saying, like Audrey would look at me and like help me out or something like that. So I appreciate her for that. And when I first found out when Audrey got fired from the police as a cheer coach because of book. After I found out, I was devastated because I don't want my sister to be fired, all because one book and like about racism, anything like that. So I don't know why, and then also too, I'm glad Audrey speak out about this, and hopefully y'all need to be considered about this because I don't want my sister to lose that job. So.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead. Tell us who you are.
My name is Kamara. I've been with Coach Ray. I've been doing cheer. I've been doing cheer since last year, and at first I didn't want to do it because the conditioning, it was really rough. But after the first game, I was like, oh, it's going smooth because she makes everything fun. But when that season ended, I was like, okay, I'm gonna join football. So now I joined football. It was the best decision I ever made because I got closer with the people I am in school with. But when I heard she got fired, I'm like, okay, she got fired as a substitute at school. I'm gonna see her at practice. But then I didn't see her at practice. And then I heard she got fired as a coach too. I called her. I was like, they said you got fired. As soon as I heard that, I didn't want to be at practice no more. Because I'm like, that practice was so unprofessional because she is so organized and all that. It was so unprofessional. So like, having her there, especially because she's so organized, it really goes like very smoothly. And having her since last year, I really appreciate it because it's like she sees her whole cheer team as like family, and like
She's gonna make me cry.
it's very emotional that she got fired as a coach because when I heard she got fired, it really it hurt me because just knowing that, like, she was so good as a coach. Not even just a coach, just like in general. She's such a kind person. It's like it's hard to get her mad. But like just knowing she has the spirit, like keep going when she knows something is irritating her. That's something that helped me being like more respectful and patient towards people. Because it's like she's such a patient person. And like me, I lose my patient very easily. So, just knowing that I can talk to her about like a problem I'm having inside the group, inside like the whole cheer team. It's like I'm so glad that I have somebody to talk to, actually. So I hope y'all can reconsider bringing her back, and I'll really appreciate it.
Girls are just weird like that, okay? All right. Everybody good? All hearts are clear? Everybody spoken that wanted to speak?
I can just say that the matter is being reviewed already. I met first thing this morning to get some more information about it, as well as learning some stuff over the weekend, so there'll be a resolution by tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Witt.
She'll get both jobs back, the sub and the chair.
I mean, it will depend on what the investigation shows.
You'll let us know.
You'll update the board.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on. Superintendent's remarks.
I guess I just made them.
All right, good. He's talked enough, so no, I'm kidding. All right, Board of Education communication and discussion. I think we just want to have some. We're gonna take a second here because.
So they gotta investigate some stuff.
I know they did some investigation. Yeah.
Yeah, let us
I
know
asked him about
tomorrow.
it this morning.
Okay. 'Cause the kids seem like they really enjoy it.
I think there's more to it than. Okay, so we just want to have some discussion around appointing a board representative to the Health Education Committee. That position was previously held by Ms. Gray, who is no longer here. And so we need to start thinking about who we want to represent us. We're not asking for any discussions tonight. I would say that if you are interested in serving on that committee, please reach out to Mr. Witt and myself. And as that's how board committees are formed. Having said that, we've had discussion around committees in the past. And so according to our bylaws, committees are appointed by the setting board president in conjunction with the current superintendent. I would ask you, I know the way we used to do it was we had some standing committees that we had all the time. And so every year we would say, hey, I'm interested in serving on this committee. So with regards to both the Health Education Committee and the new member onboarding committee, please reach out to, like I said, myself and Mr. Witt regarding your interest on those two matters and anything else that you might think that we potentially need a committee for. We're both open to hearing. You know, like I said, we used to have a finance committee, we had a curriculum committee, we had a buildings and facilities committee, and we all served like on two. And at the beginning of every organizational year, we would write down what two we wanted to be on, and we would hand those to the board president, and then the board president would decide based on our interest with the superintendent. And so I would like for us to continue that process.
Now, just in addition to that, I would say that at the same time, we don't have all of those standing committees
Right.
because we've gone to that board workshop approach.
Right.
Which is more a committee of the whole, and then all the board members hear most of the informational items and things like that we've been dealing with through that other approach. But there was a request specifically for this new onboarding committee, which I think we definitely want board member input in that, and that would be a short-term committee that once it makes a recommendation to bring forward to the board, would not necessarily be a standing committee. And then the one that is a standing committee is that health education committee. And we did have a board representative, Ms. Gray, but we need to replace that individual.
All right. Having said that, is there any further board communication or discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Bailey?
Mr. Taylor, this book that's in question, is that in physical form or digital?
It's nothing to do with high school.
It's middle.
The ninth grade is in the junior high school, and so
Do we have it?
you can have a hard copy of the book, or sorry, it's a paperback copy of the book.
Can I get two copies? Tomorrow? Yes.
Would that work?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else, I can get copies in the main office.
Thank you.
Also,
Or if it's easier, I can also, if you wanna give me the copies, they
Bring
can be
them
made
to the-
available at Keeler,
Yeah,
whichever you prefer.
Okay.
that'll be better. You can pick it up and keep it.
Yeah, I'll just, can you just get me seven
7 copies.
copies?
Of course.
And worst case scenario, we could receive them. If we can't get to Keeler, we can get them at our workshop. Okay, thank you.
well, better sooner than never. Better sooner than later.
No, I'm gonna try to have them available to you tomorrow at Keeler.
Right, yeah.
Just give me a little bit in the morning to have them.
Very
Right.
good.
Don't show up at 8 o'clock.
So, the other thing
What
is,
time are they going until
there's
5?
plenty of awards out there.
4:30.
Well, let me back up. So this past week, I went to a conference in Lansing from the Michigan Association of School Boards. What a tremendous opportunity. It was not only the information that was made available, but the context at the Lansing Convention Center. I'm telling you, the food was great, the people were attentive, it was great. But one of the things is, awards. There's awards out there, lottery award, on the radio, they're honoring teachers, things of that nature. I think that's a underutilized resource, especially for Redford Union Schools. We did have a lottery winner, I think it was last year over at Beach. I think we can advocate, at least put in requests or notify staff that these awards are available so that we can honor our fellow employees to get them. Another thing is would it be possible, since it's the center of the organization for this school district, is to get a sign in the vision statement and mission statement and put it up on the walls so that as we conduct business, we can read and center where we're supposed to be going. Also, what I'm gonna do is request that communications are more timely or more detailed for us. Like the current incident at the school. An incident occurred at the high school, whatever, but I had to find out by going through Google on something totally different.
I was communicating in the moment with the board.
Right, but if you could also give us some more information to fill in the holes.
I didn't have any information to fill in the holes, sir.
Also, in terms of the,
And again, I was communicating in the moment. I was communicating with Mr. Taylor, the board, our communications specialist, the police department. I was communicating all night long about that whole situation,
Right, but
with all the information that I have.
right, but there was also a death of a student a year ago, 2 years ago, and no details were ever given as to what actually occurred.
The death of a student.
Yeah, there was a girl that was in, she was shot, right?
No.
Mr. Bailey, I have no idea what you're talking about.
We haven't had a student.
Well, let me help you out, let me look it up and I'll get back to you on that.
We've had students die from other reasons, but not as victims of crime here. Right, yeah, my son Mark told me about it. Because I hear about that. But
So,
that's-
Mr. Bailey, whenever there's an incident at our school that I believe even remotely the board should be aware of, I'm communicating that to the board.
Right, but in a detailed manner, but also.
Mr. Bailey, there are plenty of times where I do not have the level of detail, I guess, that you think you want.
Right.
That was a police matter, it was being
Still
investigated
under
by the
investigation.
state.
It's an investigation, I don't know if you so much.
Right,
I don't have all the information.
right.
And again, I was communicating that entire night, along with other members of the administration, I was communicating with our administrative team. I was communicating with the board and all those other representatives that I said. So I can only give you the information that I have.
Okay, so.
And also, there was
What's the
certain
news?
information that the police department didn't even want released, and specifically asked me not to release. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna release to this Board of Education that a man unfortunately lost his life in our halls, and that fortunately he was not a staff member, as awful as the tragedy was, which I was communicating the details that I could to reassure the board that our employees and our students were safe despite the tragedy that took place. Additionally, I had to be respectful of the police department because I didn't know at that point in time what was running on what news channel or what news outlet, and God forbid, the police hadn't had a chance yet to notify that man's family that he lost his life, and then I had 5 or 6 families that were in that same building as Giant custodial staff, and all those families are now left to wonder if their significant other was the one who was killed. So until the police is ready to tell me that I can share certain information, I'm not going to share that information. And every bit of information I can share, I communicate it to the board. And as for other incidents, I'm not aware of the other incidents that you're talking about.
So I thank you for your efforts, but again, if you find out information, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for notifying us immediately about what happened in a classy way. It wasn't like ratchet. It was classy, and it was very professional the way you worded everything. I wasn't too alarmed, but I was worried, but not where if I'm driving home I'm gonna crash. You know what I'm saying?
And
It
then
was
there was
classy.
also, unfortunately, misinformation that was out there too.
Yeah.
But we can't get caught up in, unfortunately, trying to respond to every bit of misinformation out there.
Yeah.
So that's why we gathered the information we had, and then in conjunction with the police, we tried to make sure our school community, but also the community by and large, was aware of what transpired.
Yeah, I appreciate the way you did it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much negativity out there, but the way you did it was minimized it, you know what I mean? So you did what the police asked you to do, and that's all that counts. And you wrapped your arms around our precious babies so they don't have a breakdown and they can come to school and still have a life. So that's what I appreciate.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Bailey?
Yes,
Okay,
Miss Kick, you, said we should go down and see what it's like, see what sort of work you do. Is that possible, Mr. Wood? Where I can work a shift with them?
If you want to work a shift with them, I would have to talk to our food service director, just to confirm what you'll be allowed to do and not allowed to do because of serve safe requirements. but once I was trying
Can
to
we put this on
confirm
the
that
agenda for
tomorrow,
them to get the
and I'll
other
let you
ballot, or
know.
how do we put it on the agenda?
I'm up to the
Alright.
challenge, Ms. Kidd.
Well, I did say observe.
No, just let me, I need to observe absolutely.
Yeah.
I would ask that, you're at the high school building, correct? Or the secondary campus? So I would just ask that you coordinate that with Mr. Taylor. Just that visit, so he knows when you're planning to be there, and then he can in turn coordinate it with all the kitchen staff at the secondary campus, so they're aware. Right? We're talking one shift right now, right? And so you wanna enlist full time.
Mr. Taylor, if you would, I guess it would be Ms. Kidd's supervisor, figure out when it's a good time, and I'll see about fulfilling.
What time does that shift, start?
Well, it depends what shift you're talking. Sandy, the manager, starts at 6:15. I start at 7.
Oh, that's way too early.
We all have different.
I'm not coming that early.
No, but we'll coordinate something for you.
Yeah, a couple
Okay.
hours maybe.
All right.
It's gotta be on a Tuesday, right? Delivery day.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Thursday. All right. Is there any further board communication?
I just wanted to, going back to Ms. Kick actually as well, I'm concerned about the no wages for the staff on that Friday. Is that something we can follow up with?
Yeah, I'll look at
Because
that.
they should have coverage, like business coverage
Yeah, I'll
that
look at
covers
that.
their wages for that day. They
Yeah,
shouldn't
I'll
be
look at that.
going without, okay.
And I'm also
Like when I close
looking-
my business for
I'm
a
also
day
looking at the
because
other
I'm
piece,
sick and I
right.
have 7 people that can't come to work now because I'm sick, I still pay them.
Okay.
So these people, and especially with what, there's no reason why, and now it's a payroll period, they're about to get paid and they're about to be short a day. So I'd like, if we can try to get that.
It's not their fault, thank you.
It's not their fault, that needs to be fixed.
Oh.
Just I want that fixed quickly.
Yeah, that should be fixed
Yeah.
on
Sure,
this
it's-
payroll.
You just need to reach out to Andrew.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
Okay.
I do just want to say, I did have a conversation with Mr. Witt this morning regarding the tragic incident at the high school. He did, I just want to let you all know that if you have questions or concerns about what happened, please direct them to him. He will answer any questions that he can within the boundaries of what he has been told he's allowed to say. Instead of, because we don't want to potentially jeopardize an investigation, it's probably not, the questions probably shouldn't be posed in an open meeting. Right. Okay. So just know that he'll tell you everything that he's allowed to tell you. He did for me. Having said that, is there any further communication discussion, Mr. Bailey?
Yes. Is there any chance we can find out where this gentleman's funeral is going to be or time?
I would. I believe it's Mr. Taylor says
past
it's
week.
already happened.
And we didn't know until after the fact. We weren't
I
notified
mean,
till
that's
after.
not something the family chose to share with us, and so. All right, hearing done. Future meeting dates, Tuesday, November 28th, board workshop, 5:30, right here at McGowan School in the district meeting room. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Moved by Mr. Osowski, seconded by Ms. Miller. Is there any discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries, 7:48 PM.